Hello and welcome to today's class. This is the third part of my lecture series where I am doing a comparative study between the three important flowering plant families, namely Fabaceae, Solanaceae, Lilyaceae. In today's class, basically we are going to discuss about the fruits, seeds and basically the examples. So this is a very relaxed and laid back class. You did not stress out a lot about it because I have written down every example which can come and I have depicted them pictographically, so it will be easier for you to remember. Let me share you a little secret about the examples. While in this course of class 11 and 12, while studying for the NEET exam, we all come across a lot of books, and each book has separate set of examples because there are infinite number of examples for every family out there. But what happens is that there are only a few examples that keep on repeating, and if you really go back to the roots of these examples, you will be finding that they all come from a single book, the NCERT book. So I have taken every example from the book and noted them down here, and I can assure you with full guarantee that every example that will come in the exam will be from this list which I have written down here, because they are from the NCERT book itself. So they are very important because every time from a single topic, if questions are asked, it will be based on the examples or the examples will be asked. So you can't neglect them at all. You have to by heart them fully. And so let's get started without ado. Okay, so Fabaceae, Solanaceae, Lilyaceae, similar to the previous pattern, we have divided them and we have compared them on the basis of fruits, seeds, and in the next page about examples. Fabaceae, as we all know, are leguminous plants. They have root nodules and nitrogen fixing bacteria. Solanaceae are berries or capsule. Lilyaceae are mainly capsulated and can be rarely berries. Okay, and seeds are one to many, non-endospermic, endospermic, endospermic. Now let's come to the concept of endosperm. What exactly is endosperm? Endosperm is basically a food-laden tissue layer surrounding the embryo, which is present in the seed, obviously. So the embryo basically draws nourishment from this food-laden layer or the endosperm. But sometimes if we find that the endosperm is missing, the reason is because the embryo has used up all the endosperm. So there isn't any endosperm present in the adult form. However, this is how it's differentiated, and non-endospermic seeds are also called X-albuminous seed. So here, which one is the X-albuminous seed? You can see easily, clearly, that it's Fabaceae, non-endospermic. Others are endospermic. Both Fabaceae, Solanaceae and Lilyaceae are endospermic. Fabaceae is non-endospermic, so you can clearly understand this one is important. Okay. Now let's come to the pictures I have given over here. This looks like a berry, isn't it? So this is a potato fruit, and this is the seed of a potato fruit. Okay. In this diagram, if you could clearly see or magnify, you could find that there is nothing labeled as endosperm because it's absent, isn't it? You will find all other layers and structures. Here, it's capsule because they are mainly capsulated, and here it's the seeds. Here the red one, it's a berry, isn't it? And the plant name is asparagus. We'll be reading about asparagus about a few minutes from now. Okay, now let's come to the next part, the most important part, examples. Okay, whenever you think about dal in our Indian staple food, you will be obviously thinking about odhar and moong, undoubtedly. So they are the pulses which are found in our staple Indian diet. Along with odhar and moong, there is gram and soya bean. Fodder is something which we give to animals as food. So the fodder, this example is Trifolium sesbania. Please try to remember them. Edible oils, you can see the image of soya bean, and here it's groundnut oil. Dyes from is indigo. You can see the color indigo, so you can remember it's indigofera. Fibers, sun hemp. You have to remember ornamental lupin. And you can never ever forget sweet pea, because even the diagram of sweet pea, the picture of sweet pea is given in the NCERT book. And for medicine, M for medicine, M for Lilyaceae. So let's revise again. Pulses is gram, odhar, moong and soya bean. And there's also one example here in NCERT. It's called SEM, SEM. I couldn't find a proper diagram, so SEM. Fodder is Trifolium and sesbania. Edible oils are soya bean and groundnut. Dye is indigo in color, indigofera. Fibers, sun hemp. Ornamental is lupin. Here sweet pea. And medicine is Lilyaceae. M for medicine, M for Lilyaceae. This one is the easiest, isn't it? Solanaceae, you can have seen all of them or heard at least about them. All the staple vegetables used, potato, tomato, brinjal, chili, okay, are example of the Solanaceae family. Next time when you hear about the ad, tobacco smoking is injurious to health, you should remember that this belongs to the family of Solanaceae, isn't it? And next time you hear about the Ayurvedic medicine ad of ashwagandha or belladonna, remember of Solanaceae. So these are the examples of the Solanaceae family. Now let's come to Lilyaceae. Lilyaceae, if you remember that I had given you a diagram of a berry from the asparagus plant. Young shoots and root tubers are used as food. Medicine, who hasn't heard of aloe vera gel and all? We all have used it at some point of time. So aloe, it's very important. And don't these plants look really beautiful? Gloriosa and tulip. Gloriosa and tulip. Tulip you can remember because it looks like a bit of lily, isn't it? Liliaceae families, lily. So it's tulip. And gloriosa would kind of glorify you or your house because it's an ornamental plant. So gloriosa, ornamental. Now come to another important part, which is medicine, colchicine. It's very important. Colchicine, it's basically takes part in mitotic arrest. During the metaphase stage. So what is formed is a polyploid. So you can understand why should it be used. It's obviously to prevent cell division. So if you use your common sense, it's like it's used in places where cell division has to be stopped. So I would give you a little bit of homework to understand and find out where colchicine is used, and you could realize that why did I say that it's used to stop cell division, and based on that little bit of information you can understand in which pathology it can be used. So let's revise. So legumes, isn't it? Fabaceae are legumes, easy. Berry and capsule, berry and capsule. If you can't remember individually, they are the same. Endospermic, endospermic. If you can't remember individually, it's just the same. And this one is non-endospermic. This one is important, as I told you. Here you won't find anything called endosperm level in the cross section of the seed. This is how a berry looks like, isn't it? So it's a fruit of potato. These are the seeds of potato. This is asparagus berry, and this one is capsule, the outside. Next come to the pulses, staple pulses of gram, arhar, moong, soybean. Here it's soybean over here, and here also, so you can, it's easier now to remember. Trifolium sesbania, fodder, groundnut oil, dye indigo fera, very easy because the indigo color. I have always used Fabaceae as indigo color so that you can remember that it's indigo fera. And now ornamental plants are lupin, and here it's sweet pea. Medicine, M for medicine, M for Moliathi. All the staple vegetables, potato, tomato, brinjal. And spices, whenever you think about something spicy, you can never miss chili, isn't it? And wherever you hear the ad, is desh ko ye hua kya, to, or the ad of gutka or tobacco before watching a movie, please think of Solanaceae. And medicine, it's belladonna and ashwagandha. Okay, it's very common Ayurvedic medicines which we all have heard or maybe even used at some point of our life. Lilyaceae, it's food, is asparagus. I had drawn the picture of a berry. Medicine, you can obviously not forget aloe vera. It's very easy and we have all used it. Ornament, how to remember gloriosa, it will glorify you because it's an ornamental plant. Tulip, it looks like lily, so it's easier to remember now. And colchicine, I had given you a little bit of homework to find out where colchicine is used. So I have listed down all the examples. They are of utmost importance and you have to remember every single one of them because questions are asked. You cannot afford to miss a single of them. So any single among them. So that's all. I have listed them down. Just go through the diagrams, the pictures. It will help you remember. And keep on revising. That's the only secret and the only method of learning. You cannot afford to forget. So that's all. Thank you so much for listening.